fight on. It's time for Versus.
Fight! Versus. We're in for a fight here.
Fight time.
Fight time.
Righto. We're going to put two classic Australian cartoon programs. We have two great shows, Cheez TV and Saturday Disney. Now, you might think it's unfair because Cheez TV was every day of the week and Saturday Disney was just Saturday.
Saturday Disney.
But we're looking at this as a, the perspective of if Saturday Disney was every day or if Cheez TV was one show a week. Like, we're going to try and give it some context and make it work, okay? I'm going to summarise Cheez TV and Wibbles here is going to do Saturday Disney. And then we're going to, I guess, figure out a winner.
Pros and cons. And
someone's got to be a winner, right?
Someone's got to be a winner.
Victory.
Flawless victory.
I don't think it'll be flawless. Cheez TV, 1995 to 2005. 10 years.
Had a good run.
It was a Network 10 program. That was weekday morning. So before school, you had it. And if you woke up too early...
It was your go-to, yeah.
No, if you woke up too early, you weren't getting cheese.
Oh, you were
getting aerobics Oz style.
You were getting cheese of a different kind. Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Neither do I, but anyway.
The host of the show, professionals, unlike these pair of mugs. We had Ryan Lappin and Jade And Ryan and Jade were actually really funny at the time. I've watched some of this recently, and it's not aged well. It's aged like cheese. It's moulded. Not so good. Two cool guys. They did a reboot in later years, only recently, and they did a podcast themselves, and it was actually really great, and they are really funny. The format for the original Cheez TV was a 90-minute morning TV show featuring cartoons, lots of cartoons, anime skits, and viewer interactions. There were 2,547 episodes of Cheez TV over the 11 seasons. It just creeped into 11 years, yeah. Notable for introducing anime and action-packed cartoons to Australian audiences. So a lot of these American cartoons that we've been talking about on the podcast today, they were, I guess, packaged and marketed to us as millennials via these programs. Cheez TV, Saturday Disney, and of course, Agro's Cartoon Connection. But we're not talking about Agro right now. Content highlights. So there were some highlights. They featured popular series. Again, Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z. We haven't talked about that yet.
We haven't, no.
Sailor Moon, Digimon. I don't really...
Digimon? What was Digimon? I can't remember Digimon.
It just sounds like a bad Pokemon.
It does. Yeah, a rip-off, yeah.
The Simpsons. They never did The Simpsons. Mick, you got that wrong, I think.
Mick,
Biker Mice from Mars. Yeah, Biker Mice from Mars. X-Men, Spider-Man. There was a few other Japanese cartoons that were on there too. And it was known for a cheeky tone. It was for tweens and teens. They were sneaking in right on time. They were taking over the studio in the morning. They did their own show. They had guests. They engaged people with phone things, competitions.
And they did too, yeah.
They did sketches. The sketches were pretty good. Yeah. I mean, they appealed to kids when we were kids, right?
When we were kids, yeah, correct.
You know, as far as its legacy, it was a nostalgic favourite for many Australians like us who grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s. And it was 2016, rather than I did say it was recently, but it's 2016 apparently, where Jade and Ryan did launch Cheez TV's Facebook page, and they shared episodes and behind the scenes stuff. And in 2017, they did a Twitch series called Cheez Live, which I didn't get.
Cheez Live.
Though I did see their YouTube channel, which later came, and then there was a podcast called The Jade and Ryan Show. And I did listen to The Jade and Ryan Show, and it was good.
Thumbs up.
Good job, guys.
Okay.
Great job, guys.
Good on you, lads.
So Saturday Disney, what was that about?
We might try and get those boys on this podcast later on in the year. It'll be great.
They could take over, maybe.
Yeah.
Do it for us.
Okay, I'm looking at Saturday Disney. So it had a pretty good run from 1990 through to 2016. So
huge run.
A big run, yeah. Huge very run. Big run. Network, this was shown on the 7 Network. And as Sean alluded to earlier, was a Saturday morning TV show.
Hence the name.
Saturday
Giveaway,
Disney.
Right?
Yeah, it kind of gave it away a little bit. Various hosts over the years, including Sophie Formica.
Formica. God, how do you not remember Sophie Formica?
Formica.
Sophie Formica. Anyway, carry on.
Lisa Barry, Melanie Simmons,
Don't know him.
Shay Brewster, and Tegan Nash.
No.
Format, so it was a 2-hour program, including Disney cartoons, of course, being a Saturday
Again.
Disney show.
The name gives it away.
Live action series and interactive
Had
segments.
some good shows.
Well, look at the episodes here. So it's got 1,366 episodes over 27 series.
But when you're only going on Saturday,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
suppose, yeah.
That's pretty good going.
that's a long time, yeah.
So what was it notable for? Showcasing classic Disney, again, content and family-friendly entertainment. Content highlights. Featured Disney classics, of course, such as DuckTales,
Woo!
Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers,
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Don't know it. And Lizzie McGuire.
I remember Lizzie McGuire.
Okay. Hosts engage with viewers through interactive segments, competitions, and behind-the-scenes content. So I think they might have stole that off Cheez TV, to be honest. The legacy.
Starting to lean already, aren't we?
We are. The legacy became a weekend morning staple for Australian families. Celebrated its thousandth episode in 2009 and aired its final episode on September 24th in 2016 after 26 years on air.
That's crazy.
So that's a good run. That's a good run.
I mean, again, Disney owns everything, but that was how you got your Disney fix.
That's how you
Other
got-
than
yeah.
the big films like, you know, when Lion King or Little Mermaid or whatever they came out, the only other Disney stuff was the TV cartoons, and you watched it on a Saturday morning. I do recall it being a bit of an event in my household on a Saturday morning. Like that was what you did on a Saturday morning. You watched it. But what you also did was you went and you found 3 items and you made them into Mickey Mouse ears and a head. You'd find 3 coins, a big coin and 2 smaller coins, and you'd make a Mickey Mouse head. It might sound confusing, but if you didn't do it, you won't know what I'm talking about. But it was a segment they used to have when you would make Mickey Mouse logo out of random shit, essentially. The key differences between the two: one was good, one was shit. No, sorry. One was better than the other, I think. But Cheez TV's target audience, tweens and teens. It went for, kids, either the older kids or the kids that thought they were older.
Yeah,
kids,
that's right. Yeah.
right? Whereas Saturday Disney really went
Celebrated
wholesome
younger
family
kids, yeah.
entertainment, which is great, but we wanted to be cool.
So we wanted Cheez TV.
We
That's
wanted
what you're
Cheez
saying.
TV.
Yeah.
Right. The tone of Cheez TV, energetic, cheeky, and edgy, definitely. And then the tone of Saturday Disney was wholesome and polished.
Very family friendly. Yeah. Very
You know?
PC.
Very PC. But even, I mean, I think most of Saturday Disney was just like showing either the real tame cartoons or the live action shows where it was like, be good to your parents and be a nice kid. Or you'll be,
You'll be punished in some way.
Anyway, we'll move on.
That's the latest show.
The presenter style, well, Jade and Ryan, informal, humorous, and interactive, whereas Saturday Disney was more formal, warm, and engaging. I don't know. I do remember some Saturday Disney where it was a little less formal, but it was a lot more structured.
It was, a lot more structured. Where
Cheez TV
it was a bit looser. Yeah, a bit
like
looser.
this.
Yeah, a bit like this. Flip a coin. What are we going to say next? Not sure.
yeah, viewer interaction, pretty much the same.
Same. It was. Yeah, it was pretty much the same. It was a big deal. Then there was a big deal. Live phone-ins, competitions, interactive segments, a contest.
Well, a phone-in was a big deal because it was
It
like
was.
78 cents a minute. Ask your parents to call. Like it was that
Mum,
kind
can
of...
I call? No. It's going to cost us $5.
Yeah, STD rates.
Yeah.
And when I say STD, that's a different thing to what it means now.
It is completely different.
All right, conclusion. What do we got here?
So both Cheez TV and Saturday Disney played significant roles in shaping Australian children's television during the 90s and the early 2000s.
Yep.
Cheez TV offered a dynamic and edgy platform for older kids seeking action and humour, while the Saturday Disney series provided a wholesome and family-friendly environment for younger viewers. Together, they represented a diverse landscape of children's programming in Australia during that era.
I'll agree with that, and I also think that like Saturday Disney had its place. You can see where I'm
absolutely.
going. Here.
Absolutely, yeah,
you think
absolutely.
about kids that are 5 or 6
Yeah.
years old, right? Like they need to watch, DuckTales. That's more appropriate than say X-Men. Like it's just
Absolutely,
it's one
yeah.
of those because I mean they're not going to get X-Men and they're not going to understand like
The content or
there's a bit more to it.
yeah.
Thoughts, Wibbles? Who have we got in this epic battle? Who's winning?
So for me, I'm going to give my victory to Cheez TV.
You've gone the cheese.
Well, only because of special mention to Oz Aerobics that appeared before Cheez TV. Used to get up especially just to watch that.
Yeah,
What
look,
about you?
look, I've got to go the cheese.
For
I've got to
the
go
same
the cheese.
reason? Oz Aerobics?
Aerobics Oz style definitely was a selling point, but hey, it had X-Men. I'm clearly nuts about it, but also because like Jade and Ryan were funny dudes, and they were like the guys that were like they were like your older sibling, like
Yeah, they were.
you know?
Yeah.
Whereas Saturday morning Disney employed people in their 30s.
Yeah.
Except Sophie for
selling
Micah.
cartoons,
Except for Sophie for Micah.
yeah,
But
for Micah.
employed these people that were just older than the kids, and they weren't talking to you as a peer. They were talking to you as a child from an adult perspective.
Yeah.
That's my big selling point for Cheez. The Cheez wins. Cheez TV, victory.
Cheez TV, victory.
Victory, Cheez TV.